audio and video mega center of the world. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, Micheal Wooding from Woody's Waterfront Car Show in San Leon, Texas. Had a chance to drive the new 2022 Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. I'll give you my thoughts on that. We'll also have the cruise-in calendar, and later, Conrad has This Week in Auto History. Just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin.
We do.
I'm George Goebel, and it's good to have you with us today.
There's a name from the past.
There you go.
You know, my mind, it does strange things from time to time.
Fact.
Pardon?
That's a fact.
Jack.
It does, from time to time, your mind does strange things all the time.
I know. Well, I can't help it. Remember, I used to hang out at a place called the Love Street Light Circus and Feel Good Machine. Does that say anything to you?
There's more I could say about that, but I won't on the air.
I think Carbach has a beer named after it called Love Street.
Yes, they do.
Love Street Light Circus and Feel
So
Good
I've heard.
Machine is in the Sunset Coffee Building. That actually the building itself is still there. It's been refreshed, thank goodness, because it was a dive right on Buffalo Bayou.
That's why you went there, as a dive.
Pretty much. And to get up to the Love Street Light Circus and Feel Good Machine on the top floor of the building, you had to use the fire escape up the side of the building to get up there. I swear, it's true.
See,
And
Don was doing a movie called Pretty Man versus Pretty Woman with the fire escape that you had to walk up and down.
you noticed.
Yes.
Yeah, but he had the solid steps so his heels wouldn't get caught.
That's right. Yeah, they fixed that. Yeah,
Well, you
those
just wear
heels.
flats.
So I see that Mr. Wooding is there. So we're just going to go right to him. Micheal Wooding,
Yes.
how are you? Sound like you're in the bathroom talking to us.
Oh, I'm in my office. I can open the door. It might sound a little bit better. It echoes a little bit in here.
Yeah, it does. And I see that you got your shades on, getting
The
ready for the.
future's so bright, I have to wear shades.
God.
Maybe you're impersonating. He's impersonating Joe Biden, is what he's doing.
Joe Biden, that's it. Well, he doesn't have.
That blank, empty stare.
Brandon Wooding.
Oh, Lord. How are you?
Busy as a beaver. Matter of fact, I quit doing appraisals the rest of this week just to prepare for the 4th annual Woody's Waterfront Car Show.
Has it been? This will be the 4th one?
4th one, and I believe it's going to be the biggest and the best yet. The great God upstairs has steered the hurricanes away from us this year.
Yep.
Last year we had to redo the parking lot at the show because the storms tore up the parking lot. So we don't have all those issues to deal with.
And you don't have dead bodies floating by out there on the end of
that kind of cut back on the mood a little bit there.
Yeah, kind of killed that a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, it's everything's looking real good. We've got the models coming out again to pose with cars. Guys can hire those girls to pose with their vehicle.
And they can also hire Don Armstrong to pose with them. I'll bring my bikini.
I don't think you meet the criteria.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to offer that because we're going to be there too.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Y'all have been there each and every time, and it makes for a great show. Like I said, we're going to have our video guys bringing the drone out again this year, so we'll have some overhead footage. He's also got a new product that he's producing. It's kind of a video book, per se, of your car, where he can meet with you at a later date, picture your car going up and down the road. It's really neat. He'll be demonstrating it.
Who is that?
That's Wayne Tooney, my video guy.
He's the guy out of Tennessee.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, he's the one that put together the logo thing with the sound and everything with looked like the RPM like attack.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that did that for us.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
he does
Yeah, it's
pretty
really
good.
nice.
But I did notice last year that the YouTube views for the videos he produces for me went up extremely after I hired the girls. So
What?
I went ahead and decided to bring those back this year, much to the chagrin of my wife.
Is it the same girls?
Huh?
Same girls?
No, I got rid of the older blonde and got another younger.
The older
brunette.
I don't
blonde.
know how you can get much younger and she's still beef.
Is your wife still going to be in the hill country while you're having the show next weekend?
No, she'll be down the day of the show.
Strange how that works.
Yeah, just to make sure that you are behaving.
She's very forgiving. Very forgiving.
Well,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
obviously.
Well, I will
she's
say
married to you.
I'm glad to hear that worked because we tried that with Dawn in a bikini and it did not help us at all.
No.
It kind of did the
And
opposite.
many people haven't forgiven us since.
I threw up in my throat.
But we've got DJ Mike coming out, going to spin tunes for the show. He's a fairly well-known disc jockey. I did that instead of a band this year because nobody really paid attention to the band.
Well, I hope that they're down at the other end because as much as I like music and stuff like that, it really is.
It's hard to do the show with the
distracting,
DJ blowing
yeah.
blowing your ears out, and then
Right,
you get
right.
comments from YouTube that said you don't have the right to play that music. We're not playing the music; it's just background music. So
You know where that blue tent is at the other. You're going to be in the cabana, obviously.
Again, yeah.
So we are the Cabana Boys.
The Cabana Boys. He's going to be under the blue tent at the middle of the parking lot.
Okay.
Cool.
So
That'll
he'll
work.
be, and I'll have him turn it down when you're on air.
Are they going to have the bar open under the cabana?
At 6
Yes,
a.m.?
we'll have Bloody Marys available.
At 6 a.m., right?
Last year we had to send
Well,
out.
I don't know about 6, but we'll have them available real quick and early in the morning, and the restrooms will be open for people that had to drive.
Because
along.
I have to tell you that cabana that's the shiz down there.
The cat's
it's
meow.
a gorgeous
cats-
spot.
It's the spot, and you know it's funny because not too many people actually make it down that far, and if they do, they get us a nice palapa,
Yeah.
the whole shebang down there.
Palapa.
Yeah,
That's the building.
that's
the
the
fish,
roof.
yeah.
Yeah.
So don't they have to come down there to register, or are you registering at the gate? I guess.
You register the day of the show. It's $30 at the gate for participants. That it's free to the public, and we got plenty of parking for people just to come visit and look at the car.
Well, let me explain something. Now, this is at the Top Water Grill, Top Water being one word, the Top Water Grill in San Leon. And it's not as easy to get to as most people would think. Yes, it's right along the bay, but you got to wind your way back there.
It's a half hour from I-45
pretty much
to get to the Top
But
Water Grill.
once you're there, it's really a cool place and a great venue.
It's a great location for the show.
It is.
Tucked back in the water area.
And it's got views out the wazoo. And I mean, it's
Not real sure I want that view.
of your wazoo.
out of the
you don't.
wazoo.
It depends on your definition of wazoo. What are you laughing at?
One good item to note is they did get the Dickinson exit open on 45.
Just for you.
Just for me.
So is that
they opened it last week? So now you can just drive 45, get off at Dickinson, take a left into the freeway, and still stay on that road till it virtually dead ends at a yellow light at San Leon.
And that's where you will be.
You'd take a right there and then dead end into the water, and that's where we're at.
Gotcha.
And you had just talked about you haven't been doing appraisals this week in preparation for the show, but I saw you had posted something online about the last appraisal you did of that 1970 Mustang.
Yeah, that was an unusual situation. I've had it happen once or twice before, but I had a young man out of Utah, college educated and making good money, and he wants his first muscle car. Okay. And so he was eyeballing this 70, it was just a regular Mustang coupe
It looked good.
with a 302 in it.
From a distance.
It was a nice body, was rust free, but the paint job looked like somebody had sprayed it in their garage. Okay. It had a fiberglass hood on it that was cracked in several places, so it would need replacing. It had disc brakes on the front, but no booster on the brakes. So they really didn't stop that well. So the interior was fairly clean except for a crack up on the dash. So I was thinking you could color sand the car and put a new hood on it and it would look pretty good, Then I took it for a test drive.
Oh, boy.
And first gear took off really good. And when it hit second gear, the revs went through the roof. second gear band was just totally broke in the car. So I pulled the car back and I let the seller know that, I wasn't going to recommend the car to the guy. I usually charge $425 for an appraisal, but since this was a young man getting into the hobby, which I try to promote as much as I can, I told him just to pay me a little bit for my time and trouble to go there, and I wouldn't produce a report on the car because it was in such poor condition.
But you said you had you were telling me that you kind of interviewed him a little bit on who he was, what he knew, what he could do himself.
I do that with all people that are calling me about looking at a car. I ask them, do you have a muscle car now? Are you familiar with it? Do you know the nuances of driving an old car? And, I had a young lady here in town who wanted to buy a 67 Chevelle for her and her baby as a daily driver. And I said, that's not what you want go get you a Honda Civic. This is not the car you want to drive back and forth to work every day. It's an old car. They had trouble when they were brand new, and they still have trouble today. So, you really need to look at something else. I enjoy the passion that you have for it, but it's not the right time and place for a single lady with a child.
Now, you got to have your transportation. You got to have your work car. Then you can have your toys. It's not
There
very
you
often
go.
you can have both in the same vehicle.
Unless it's a new 911.
Yeah.
The Corvette.
I'm fortunate the
Or
Wagon
Jaguar
could be a
F-Pace.
daily driver, but I don't.
F-type Jag.
Well,
And I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but she just came out of paint and she's looking beautiful. So you'll see
It's gonna be out there,
it won't
right?
Be a participant, but it will be there.
oh, your wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. It looks gorgeous. A little bit of a color change.
Yeah, I got away from the old, I had the House of Color candy apple metallic on it. And if you're familiar with paint processes, it was an old 3-stage paint where you prime the car, you lay down a gold or a silver underlay, then you lay the candy apple on top of that, and then a clear coat. So the problem with that is when you damage it, you can't blend it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I had a accident in Richmond where a gentleman at the car show, bless his heart, he was probably 96 years old, in a motorized wheelchair. I parked about maybe a foot from the curb. And the curbs there in Old Town Richmond are pretty high. They're like 6 inches, 7 inches high. And I opened the back window, but I didn't let the tailgate down. And people were standing around me, and I was talking appraisal business and talking about the car. And I seen him coming out of the corner of my eye. And he pulled up to the back of my car right there. And when he bent over to try to see into the car, he hit the little lever on his power chair. And the front wheels went off the edge, threw him out of the chair, and the chair hit the back of the car and knocked a chunk of paint out about the size of an apple.
Oh my gosh!
Actually, insurance. I'm now with Grundy. Just signed on with them, and they pretty much paid to repaint the car.
Wow!
Painted everything but the roof on the car.
Good for you.
I was pretty pleased with just signing on with them and placing a pretty big damage report.
Why did you go with Grundy as opposed to Haggerty?
Yeah.
Well, I've been with Haggerty for 10 years. And, being an appraiser, I said, well, what the hell? I'll send my appraisal to a couple of different companies and just see how I'm doing. So I went to Grundy, I went to Haggerty, I went to Sneed, I went to American Classic, and a couple of others for an agreed value policy at a set number. Had Grundy come back $200 less a year. So I'm an old Texan, I'm loyal. I've been with Haggerty for years, so I sent Haggerty a note. I said, look, you got beat pretty bad on this quote. You think you can do something to keep me as a customer?
No.
They said, sure, let us look into it. So I get an email the next day with a $25 coupon.
Hey, all right.
Now, I didn't tell them how much they were off.
Yeah.
But it wasn't $25.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They
I
spent
ended
more
up-
than $25 sending that to you.
What's that now?
They spent more than $25 sending that to you.
to me. Correct. So yeah, I was a little disappointed with that that they weren't willing to deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they've gotten big enough that they don't need the business. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But anyhow, like I said, things are looking really positive for the show.
How many cars are you anticipating?
Well, last year we had like 222, I think was the count. So I'm looking for 275 to 300 this year.
Oh my gosh.
I spent quite a bit more on advertising this year.
Have you expanded the lot?
Well, no, but the parking was poor last year. I didn't have, there were some cars that you could almost get another car in between the two.
Oh, you didn't have somebody parking the cars for you.
I didn't. I just told them, you go, down this row, you go down this row. This year I've got parking attendants. They're going to make sure that they're no more than a door width from each other.
Yeah, a fully open door so people don't dent their cars.
And the circumstances last year too, like you said, you had to redo the parking lot, so it was a little chaotic at that time.
And plus, you don't have a band this year.
Yeah,
and room for the motorized wheelchair to fit between the cars.
I've actually played with some of those guys in the band after that show.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
So yeah, everything's looking pretty good. I sorry about the shirts there. If you'll notice, Conrad's got a nice one on.
We see that.
I had a pretty bad day yesterday.
I heard that
my wife was headed out of town for her birthday with some girlfriends up in the hill country. So I took her over and I dropped her off at her girlfriends to ride with them. Come back home, realized I didn't have a key to get in the house.
That was intentional.
The key was on the key ring that she had, not the one I had.
Nice.
So I end up calling her, and I have to end up meeting them out off of 99 in Tuckerton to get the key back. Conrad had showed up to pick up the shirts, but I couldn't get in the house to give them to him.
Well, you could. You just didn't want to break a window to do it.
No, I got an alarm system and all of that, so wasn't going to do that. So I went out, met her, got the key. Well, first I had to stop at the Whataburger and get me some breakfast on the way.
First things first.
Yeah,
priorities.
First things first.
Priorities.
But I got the key, and I was a little bit frustrated about everything. So on the way back, I was probably driving a little bit faster than I'm supposed to. So ended up getting a ticket.
Hey, I hate it when that happens.
Wow.
First ticket I've had in 25, 30 years. And did I get it in the Camaro SS? Did I get it in the Wagon? No, I get it in the Highlander.
Yeah, at least you could have done it with a little style, a little class.
Yeah,
exactly.
Camaro, I could have understood it better,
Yeah.
But that's what stopped me was a Harris County cop in a white Camaro.
Oh, with the ghost logos on it.
Yes.
Wasn't that Mario Williams is the one who bought the Houston Texans football player? He's the one who bought those for Harris County Sheriff. Thanks, Mario.
You didn't have a doggy door you could have crossed
Michael,
through,
it's great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next weekend. Woody's Waterfront Car Show down at the Top Water Grille in San Leon, Texas. Be there or be square. It's
That's the word.
8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next Saturday, a week from today. We'll be there. We'll see you then.
We're going to have a good one.
Thanks, Woody.
All right.
Thank you. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Cruise-in calendar.
Woohoo.
Do you have that?
Yes,
or
I
you
do.
You want to wait until I
So-
get done with this? Because we need to go.
We need to go.
We need to
You
go.
need to go.
We need to move.
Well, that's fine. So tomorrow at 11 a.m., Honda of Tomball is having a car show, and that's right there on 249 north of Spring Cypress Road. El Capitan Seafood and with Addictive Habits is having their car show tonight at 7 p.m. The Friday night street night at Houston Motorsports Park is tonight at 6:30 p.m. 7 p.m. tonight is the Katie Car Comrades meet. I guess since we had Dimitri on, we're going to have Comrades and Katie.
All right.
Comrades and Katie.
The Silsby Cruise-In at the Kirby Football Stadium is tonight at 7 p.m. I had to give you a golden triangle shout
Thank
out.
you.
The car meetup at the Willis Discount Furniture in
What you
Willis.
talking
What you
about,
talking
Willis?
about?
Go in there. I knew.
Friday night at the Valley Ranch is going to be switched to tonight at 6:30 p.m. in New Caney. The Bayshore Fine Rides meet at San Jacinto Mall is 6 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow morning is Convoy to Chick-fil-A car show is meeting at the Burnham Woods Drive in Spring location. And then the Chick-fil-A Fast Cars and Freedom Car Show is in Magnolia tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. King of the Road Car, Truck, and Motorcycle Show is at the Harley-Davidson in the Woodlands tomorrow starting at 9 a.m. And finally, Rides and Coffee at the Detail Garage in Spring, Texas, tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Right.
Time now for this hour's car review. I had the opportunity to drive the 2022 Chrysler Pacifica. Available trim levels include the Touring L, the Limited, and the Pinnacle. I had the Pinnacle.
Of course.
It's nice.
What size or class? It is a minivan, but it is also a plug-in hybrid. It will seat up to 7 passengers with the driver. Exterior changes. It's part of the first Pacifica introduced in 2017.
Good looking.
It is. Exterior features: smooth, rounded nose with steeply raked windshield. Goes through the air with the greatest of ease.
It's kind of like Jeff.
Large Chrysler logo and a smaller upper grille area. Large opening in the lower valance. Lots of side glass for scenery gazing. I wrote that.
All right.
Scenery gazing.
Just drive.
Drive and shut up. Horizontal belt line on it. What I liked about the overall look, it gets high marks from me anyway. Interior highlights. One of the most luxurious interiors in the transportation business, period.
I like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was nice.
Absolutely.
In the transportation business, that covers all of the high-end cars with the pretty interiors.
Nice shapes and design and stuff. Real good.
Infotainment screen has extensive hybrid pages in it. If you're into the hybrid stuff and you want to know how many kilowatts per centimeter it is,
Hey, Buzz.
there you go. Third row seats fold down into the floor. Now, as far as the fold in the floor second row, no, because that's where the batteries are.
Okay. So they gave that up.
They
to
gave that up
go
for
with
the
mild hybrid.
What I liked about it, the ease of entry and exit, superb. Gobs of cargo room in this. This is the storage king of the universe when it comes to space, utilization of space inside a vehicle.
There's so much space, you're going to lose everything. Forget where you put it.
You could put up those really cheap web chairs that you bought at Woolco back in the 1970s and set those up in the back.
Gobs of Woolco.
Woolco. Remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you probably spent a lot of time over there in Neaterville at your Woolco, didn't you?
That's right. That was the only thing.
It was the only store in town.
Pretty much. Engine. Okay. Here's where it kind of gets
Murky.
weird. A 220 cubic inch or a 3.6 liter V6 that has 260 horsepower.
That's the Pentastar V6.
Torque. Electrically variable transmission, an EVT, electronic variable transmission. Remember, this is a hybrid now, so it does have the electric capability to it. And I had to look up what an EVT was. That's what it says on the Monroney, an EVT. Tow rating, it's not recommended to tow anything.
It's because of the EVT.
I got 38.1 miles per
Wow.
gallon over 386.1 miles. But I will say this. The first couple of days that I had it, it had no juice in the battery. It ran strictly off of the engine, the gasoline engine. So it really wasn't fair to them to be able to give that, because the 38.1 miles per gallon that I got would have been much higher had it included the battery. Now,
So did you plug it in here at the house?
I plugged it in at work because it didn't have a plug for me to plug in here at the house.
Okay.
Oh, like a
And
110 plug.
It had no plug of any kind.
Yeah, so the EV6 was like that. You couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, it didn't come with. There wasn't one in the car for me to go from the car into the house.
So
of any
you
kind.
have one at work.
There is one at work, 110 volt. That's all it is. And it managed to charge it within the 7 hours that I was there up to 100%.
Wow.
100% charge on it got me 38 miles.
Yeah.
38 miles.
That's pretty typical of the plug-in hybrids.
So for me, it's 30 miles to work. 30 miles, okay? So if I'd have had a charger here, theoretically, I could have gone without using any gasoline whatsoever. Because charge it here at night, overnight, charge it at work.
Yeah, but where would you be without gas?
That's another subject for another day.
We'd all be a lot better off.
Theoretically, yeah. I went 160 miles on the battery, 226 miles on the gasoline. And what could use improvement? I like the battery so much that I wish that it had more juice in it. You know, the 38 miles was good, but I want more.
They'd have to go to a much bigger battery pack for it.
Ride
and then
handling,
it'd take longer to charge.
Ride and handling was good. The van feels heavy because
it is.
It's got batteries down there in the floor. Base trim price on this plug-in hybrid was $58,050. Prices tested $60,067. Base model price on the Pacifica, that's with the V6 engine, no electric, $37,095.
That's not bad.
Now, all of these that I'm going to give you here as far as competitors are non-hybrids because there aren't any hybrids out there. I think maybe one.
Sienna.
In the minivan?
In the minivan.
Toyota Sienna.
Honda Odyssey, non-hybrid, $33,040. Toyota Sienna, non-hybrid, $35,285. And the Kia Carnival, which we have not had yet.
Never
It'd be
seen
Carnival.
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 Okay, Kia Carnival, non-hybrid, $32,300. And that's my review of the 2022 Chrysler Pacifica.
It was a pretty blue, too. I like the color.
It was very nice, and I thank you, Kimberly Schultz with Chrysler, for letting me drive that. I really enjoyed it.
It was a nice vehicle.
I know that the people turn their nose up at those minivans.
Pacifica's beyond a minivan, in my opinion.
I know, but it still has the minivan look. I get it, but I will tell you what, it's one of the nicest cars overall that I have driven.
It is nice. I was in it a short time, and it's very nice.
It really is. Okay. I want to remind everybody that the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show streams on the iHeartRadio app and Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. 30-minute podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after a quick break.
Starting to work on your Christmas calendar? Be sure to add the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In Saturday, December 17th. You'll want to attend Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Loopy's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition, Saturday, December 17th. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate the Christmas season with friends and family at Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, December 17th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having a car social. Saturday, October 15th, 9 to noon. It's a cruise-in like no other. Expect Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, Corvettes, and Shelby Mustangs. Get social at this first-ever event. You'll also see Gulf Coast Auto Shield's private workshop. Questions are welcomed. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway near West Airport Boulevard, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Car Social takes place Saturday, October 15th, 9 to noon. Tell your friends, bring your car, and enjoy this rare opportunity to see Houston's finest rides. You'll also learn about nano-ceramic coatings, ExoShield for your windshield, and XPEL window tint, among others. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Join us for Car Social at Gulf Coast Auto Shield Saturday, October 15th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Visit gcautoshield.com to see the show flyer and all the details. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeartRadio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Wheel Time Car Talk.